Hi everyone, I'm so about week 32 and this is the 3rd of August until the 9th of August, and I really did not do much at all this week. I've said before, I rarely do a lot in August anyway because I end up working a lot because my colleagues are off and things, but this week really was just at home. So I'm using the Day in the Life collection from Echo Park, which is the one I've been using all year. And this pocket page has the 3 4x4, so they're pretty much filled up with the 3 4x4s that come with this cut apart sheet. So the first photo is actually a picture of Moose. So I was predominantly working late really this week, so I don't really do much in the mornings. I plod around the house, I clear up, I maybe read, or I don't really go out and do a lot of stuff apart from, as I said, sort of resetting the house and just, it forces me to slow down a little bit rather than go out and do things. I do boring stuff like washing and hoovering and just clearing up everything, and sometimes I'll sit down and read or do some scrapbooking, but a lot of the time I'm just sort of plodding around the house doing bits to catch up on life chores. But I did do some reading on, I think it was a Monday, so I went back to bed with my hot drink and sat in bed with Moose, and it's a really nice photo actually. Moose looks so comfy. But I'm just drinking out my Starbucks Yorkshire cup, which I actually bought Joe, but I think I drink out of it more. But yes, I was just reading my book on my Kindle just before I started work. I'm going to use that week sort of 3x4 card because honestly, the days are just melting into one. When you work such a long stint of 13 days, you sort of forget which day it is. And I am really tired. I'm just coming off them now as I'm sort of filming this voiceover. So I am done. I am done with work and looking at screens. So yeah, that was pretty much my 2 weeks. But we did have some exciting deliveries with the house. We did buy a sofa and we bought an armchair. So we have 2 living rooms now. We have like a little snug that's got the fireplace in, and this is where we will predominantly sit. But we do have a larger sort of living room area that we'll put a bigger sofa in, and that'll be more like a dining guest sort of area, like, with a dining table and a bigger sofa, and sort of like an entertainment sort of area really. When we want to do more stuff, maybe do some puzzles or whatnot, we'll go in there. But the room that we currently sit in, we class it as a snug, and so we wanted it as cozy and I don't know, just a nice little place to be really with the fireplace. So we bought a 2-seater, which is the large sofa obviously that you can see, and it's like a cream with an olive green stripe, and then we've got a velvet green armchair to go with. This is slightly out of my comfort zone. I'm not very good with colours. I get really sort of caught up in what goes with each other, and I worry about it being too sort of out there, and then I worry in a couple of years' time, like 10 years' time, when I want to redecorate, that I'm going to have to change everything. But no, I really like how it's come out so far. I like the sort of ideas that we've got with the snug. So I do really enjoy the sofas, and they're very comfy, and it's nice to have a proper sofa rather than a sofa bed that we've been sitting on for the last month. So that was exciting. Obviously the carpet still needs to be changed. I still need to paint the walls, and we're looking at getting a TV sort of stand at the moment because that's not quite sorted, but we're getting there. So those were the exciting deliveries that we had. And then the last photo, it's going to go down the bottom, is a picture of a little squirrel. So I love all the wildlife that comes in our garden. We've got little squirrels and pigeons and birds and all sorts. So I wanted to include that down the bottom. So yeah, a really slow part of the week, and the second part is just as slow because I really did not do much, but it's nice to slow down and do bits and just plod around the house and get things done. So I hope you've enjoyed this part, and I'll be back soon. Bye.